Now the second plugin we're looking at is the Fabrik C. I'll just call that up for you. Now the Fabrik C, as you can see again from the interface, is very simple to navigate your way around. You have the Mint triangular graphical interface on your right, and you have your EQ on your left. Now the Fabrik C consists of a 4-band 48-bit precision EQ, a de-esser, and either multiband dynamics or a single band dynamics. In this case we're using multiband dynamics to kind of compress the whole mix. So the first thing we do is we look at the source ball. Now basically the source ball basically allows you to choose the type of material that you want to compress. So in this case we're using one called Mix Rock, which is the nearest thing we can find that works on this mix. You've got all other settings like female vocal, male vocal, guitar, piano, all that type of thing. Basically what it does, as soon as you move the ball to that setting, it sets up a whole host of parameters ready for you to go. So that's the first stop. You say you've got a female vocal, you go straight to female vocal, and then there's only very few parameters you then have to edit. So in this case, we're on Mix Rock. I'll let you hear the mix with it on. The mix is really pumping and loud. If I now bypass it, you can hear we've got a massive drop in dynamics and energy. And the real energy comes from the plugin. As I said, I'm using it in multi-band mode. You could easily use it as a single band compressor for individual instruments or vocals. So we've looked at the source page, then we move on to the other pages, which are the gain page. Now, in a traditional compressor, you'd have to get very carefully set up the input and the output gain, the makeup gain, all that type of thing. With the Fabrik C, you literally have an input gain and a makeup gain, and you just move the ball around the screen. So let's hear that now. I'll show you just very simply adjusting the input and the output. Okay, we move the ball around. As you can hear, we're changing the input, the amount of compression. Very simple to use. This is one of those processes that most people who I speak to have real problems getting set up, because they want to make their mixes louder, but by the time that they've done all these things to the mixes actually sound smaller and thinner. This plugin really allows you to quickly get these things happening for you. So that's the gain ball, and then very quickly we've got the level control, which is the level between the different bands. Here we go. So we can change the very high mid kind of sound. Just the top end, just the bass, or anything in between. We can now change the compression for each of those things, high, mid and low. We're really compressing the mids, or we're really compressing the low end, or we're really compressing the high end. A very easy plugin to use. I should also mention that there is a de-esser section in here, which basically, very simply, you dial in the amount you want, and it basically homes in on the frequencies it needs to de-ess and does the job for you. So a very simple plugin to use. Now, obviously these plugins are primarily designed for people who have difficulty working with compression, EQ, reverbs. But for someone like myself who's very used to using all the high-end tools, these tools are going to be really great as well, because it will allow me to get sounds that I want to get very quickly. So when I'm working on demos, when I'm working on mixes where I need to get things happening very quickly, Fabrik C and Fabrik R are really going to allow me to get those sounds right there, right then. So just to recap, we've looked at the Fabrik C, the Fabrik R, and the PowerCore 2. Now both Fabrik C and Fabrik R are going to be out beginning of next month for $375 each. And as I've mentioned already, the PowerCore 2 software will be out at the end of the month, and it will be free to all users. Thanks very much. As I said, my name's Robbie Bronneman. Have a good day.